Welcome back to the Scrim. I'm your host, Andrew Meyer, and with me, as always, our two fearless leaders here at ICF, Timothy Left Eye Foster and David Fireman Bertel. It might seem like 4 months has passed us since our last episode, and well, you're right. They say the best form of retention is anticipation, and if 4 months doesn't have you anticipating, then I don't know what will. We have some fun things to share today regarding our Vision collection, the recent mad dash for FR compliance, and PCE film usage. But before we get into that, let's turn to our two old wise men. Gentlemen, so good to see you. What have you been up to this spring and summer?
Well, busy. We got a lot of projects we're working on, a lot of new things going on. So it's been really busy on the development end. So lots of new stuff going on. So.
Good to hear. Tim, what have you been up to? Any fun travels lately?
Oh, yes. The fun travels across the sea on the other side of the pond. Been a good trip, but unexpected things happen, and we make the best of it, and we go forward. And that's what we do here. We have little issues, we work through them, and we make them successful at the end of the day.
Sounds good. Well, one of the first things I want to talk about is our new Vision collection.
Yes.
And I'll kind of let you guys divide this up here. But why is the Vision collection different from our iconic Blackout collection?
Yeah. Well, the Vision, it's a combination of a coating and a laminating versus the iconic version is fully laminated vinyl on both sides. The Scrim is different. We've traditionally used fiberglass in the products, and with the Vision, we're using polyester. Those are some of the main differences in the two fabrics. You get more of a fabric front looking to the Vision, a nicer feel, nicer texture to the material stuff.
So and many of our viewers know of our product Apagon, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what would be a differentiating factor between Vision and Apagon? Because aren't they pretty similar?
Yeah, very similar. They're both coated with the same coating. They're both laminated. The big difference is the fiberglass Scrim in the Apagon versus the polyester in the Vision. And weight-wise, I think the Apagons and the Vision are about the same weight and thickness. Pretty close.
Okay. Okay. Tim, what window covering markets or segments would you see Vision fitting into?
Well, unlike our iconic, I think, which is mostly a commercial product, at least with the Vision, we can tend to get in maybe some residential, some decoratives, hospitality, things we weren't really known for in the past, whereas this product kind of hits that spot where you have a more decorative product. We have basically 5 colors we're coming out with. We have the ability to do more color more color matching if the MOQs make sense. We're willing to listen to anybody about that. It's a 98-inch product. It's fire retardant. It's Vision, that is. We have 2 versions of it right now. We've got we call the Vision Plus. It's been very successful. We've had at least one contract right now that we've done about 10,000 yards with, and we've got other, inquiries. It's kind of the hot item right now, I would say. And our customer base, they seem very excited about it. And we're also going to come out with the translucent version of it, which we have it right now. We've got one developed. We're just starting to kind of put it out there for feelers to see what people think. The few people who have actually asked for it, let them check it out, let them test it, give us their feedback, and we can tweak it from there depending on their feedback. So, the other thing is the price point. This is a perfect product that is in between our Blackout and in between the competition's high-end $30 a yard fabric. We're in the mid-teens, depending on what you're buying. It's just, it's a good fit. There's nothing else out like there. There's nothing with a backing like ours. This is our PVC. Don't have the durability ours has. There's a lot of pluses here that we just need to make sure everybody understands in the market. And we do think that they're coming along with that as well. I like the look of the thread a little better. I think it has a little more of a attractive aesthetic look, and in the fabric itself on the front. So a lot of options though as far as what we can do with it. That's the nice thing we can do. We can match colors back and front. That's another tough thing that most people who use acrylic foam can't do.
So you're telling me if somebody wants to order this in hot pink, they could do that?
They sure could. Yeah. Turquoise, whatever you want.
Well, put me in line. All right, so you mentioned somebody's already taken about 10,000 yards of this material.
Yes.
Will you give a little shameless plug here for them?
Oh, the supplier? We usually don't say too much, but it's a nice supplier up in the Northeast. I think he knows who he is, Mr. Gordon.
And you too can be mentioned on our show here
right.
for a small nominal fee. I would like to introduce a new segment on our show, aptly named The Mailbag. Here we take questions sent in by our viewers, randomly selecting one from our submissions. This one comes to us from Jennifer Traylor at Porter Preston, up in the great state of Connecticut. Looks like she has 2 questions. Dave, this one's addressed to you and reads, is cereal soup?
Sure. It just got milk in it.
I don't think I would disagree on that. Just a breakfast soup.
That's
all.
right. That's all it is. Throw some honeycombs in there, and it's the same thing.
Very nice. Tim, the second question is addressed to you. If animals could talk, which animal would be the rudest?
I think the Wolverine from the great state of Michigan.
Now, mind you, this coming from a Buckeye. I actually saw this question and took a stab at it myself. And my thought would be the hippo. Only because the hippo attacks just about everything. So my guess would be the of the animal kingdom. Speaking of hippos, there's a growing movement for states to eliminate the usage of some FR chemicals that many overseas fabric manufacturers tend to use. Dave, what can you relay to our viewers about ICF's FR chemical usage and which new statutes are we in compliance with?
Yeah, we stopped using ammonium trioxide. Has become a banned chemical in a lot of places. Massachusetts, California has banned them for years. Well, California for years, Massachusetts just recently. We've actually not used ammonium trioxide for at least 8 to 10 years. We're using Prop 65 compliant fire retardants in our products, so you can. And I think REACH is also another one that's banned on, which we would comply with REACH. Like all of our coatings, they're all water-based. They're all Prop 65 compliant materials and everything. So we take pride in making sure that we evaluate every chemical we use before we put it in use, and that we're using non-toxic, non-solvent type materials.
Good stuff. And are we compliant with Massachusetts and all these new state statutes?
Yes. Yeah, we comply with Massachusetts.
Good to hear. Not that I didn't know, but we needed to plug it for the show somehow.
Yes.
Since we are on the topic of chemicals, in your best elevator pitch, why do we call the films we use on our laminated fabrics PCE and not PVC? And also, what does PCE stand for?
Polychloroethylene. It's a better grade. It's than PVC. It's very more recyclable. It's very more green versus a PVC. Actually, some of the PVCs we use in house here in our coatings are actually food grade polychlorine materials. So it's a much better suited product to meet the requirements of meeting the green directive that everybody's trying to follow and we're trying to get to make products safer.
So you're telling me we can eat off our window shades?
If you want to, you probably could. Yes.
Fantastic. Who needs plates when you got our fabric? Well, there you have it, audience. Not only do we go above and beyond to ensure our FR chemicals are in compliance with all the recent legislation, but we also use materials that are very recyclable and ones you can eat off of. Well, folks, that's all the time we have today. We heard about ICF's newest fabric series, the Vision Collection. We learned more about the fire retardant chemistry than the average person would ever care to know, and how one molecule can be our friend. And we found out that hippos are just flat out rude. Join us next week, next month, or hell, next quarter, whenever we get to episode 3, for a sneak peek at the yin to our yang, the mustard to our ketchup, a translucent version of our Vision Blackout collection, along with some additional exciting updates. And I believe we'll have a special guest joining us as well. Who? Well, you'll just have to tune in next time to find out.